Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Weekly Scoop, where I keep you updated with what has been a very busy week for the EBNet team, but certainly fruitful and definitely interesting. We started off by dropping the latest episode of Power Plays and Paydays on Monday, and this is the one where Leon chats to Bonsai Shongwe, who is a very well-known podcaster when it comes to the politics of South Africa. And from an interesting point of view, he is a positivity magnet. And so he's very positive about his outlooks and his ideas. And together, Leon and Bonsai debate the policies that we've had in place as a country for the last 30 years and whether these are appropriate to take us into the next 30 years. If you couple that with the other event that Leon happened to have the fortune of attending this week, which was the EPPF's 75th anniversary, you can see where the EPPF is. And really, in Leon's opinion, if you read his article on EBNet summarizing his thoughts around the discussion, you will see that the EPPF is at the forefront of this thing that we are grappling with as an industry when it's called impact investing. If you grab a cup of coffee, listen to the conversation with Bonsai, read Leon's article around where the EPPF and the levers and the ethos and culture that this organization is inculcating in what they do, you can't help but get a little bit positive about what the future of South Africa could look like. I had the fortunate opportunity of attending Alan Gray's annual Through the Noise conference or retirement conference this week. And the content and the level of the content was simply sublime. My favorite highlight was the interview with Uche Enemchukwu. This is an individual from the United States, and listening to her position the challenges that she experiences when it comes to benefits law and benefit provision and designing, both in the US and globally abroad. She does a lot of work in the UK as well. Again, I was comforted by the sense that they are dealing with the same challenges that we are. And I'm not disputing that South Africa has unique socioeconomic challenges, but certainly things around financial literacy and how we get this messaging of the importance of saving into the culture of citizens is certainly something that is, or a difficulty or an obstacle that is experienced around the world. And so it was very interesting to listen to her ideas. Obviously, what came up? AI. And the opportunity that AI presents to interact with members in what Uche refers to as where they are rather than where we are. And it's an interesting lens and something that was carried through the Alan Gray conference in terms of other pieces of the puzzle. And I'm thinking about the conversation with the FSCA and Weber Wenzel, where we did a quick rundown of the legal evolution over the last, let's call it 15 years, where we saw alignment of pension and provident, obviously compulsory preservation. Fast forward to today, where we have the two-pot system, which Uche recognizes as being world leading and a case study for other countries to learn from. And so we are positioned in a very positive space right now. The next conversation from the FSCA is coverage. And they broke it down into a number of, let's call them alternatives that they are considering. Auto enrollment is one of them. Micro pensions is another. And in one of my previous scoops, when I was giving a rundown of the IRFA conference, we published an article on Ijo Yiza, which is a Rwandan and Kenyan initiative of micro pensions for informal workers. And so micro pensions is something that the FSCA is looking at. Other things the FSCA is looking at is the trustee toolkit. Sancho Petri from the FSCA was very careful to mention that once they had issued Section 26 letters to the 20 odd percent of individuals who hadn't completed the toolkit in time. Many of them took care of that admin, and in fact, some of them resigned their positions as trustees. So we're starting to see an elevation in the expectations of retirement fund trustees, in their knowledge, and we're starting to see the legislators and retirement funds thinking about the next iteration of what our industry is going to look like. Let's circle back to AI.
EBNet is proud to bring you top quality content from experts across the financial services industry in South Africa and internationally for free. Your support helps us in doing this. All we ask is that you subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Share this video with others you think will benefit from it, and give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content. That way you help us help you. Thank you from the team at EBNet. For more great content, please visit www.ebnet.co.za.
Because it seems that all good conversations end up there. There was a fireside chat type style conversation, which again is in my highlights note, around AI, both the good and the bad. And there's absolutely no doubt that AI is a thing. And we've when I look at some of the content in the EBNet Evolutionaries conference platform, we can see that some people are further along than others. Some people are further along in accepting it or baking it into their processes, and some people are still a little bit nervous of it. Whatever your level of comfort with AI is, you will get value out of attending the EBNet Evolutionaries conference, and you will get this value on so many levels. The speakers come at AI from a number of perspectives, where you can see an ethical hacker show you his, let's call it, craft. You can see Alex Forbes using real life AI in their presentation, showing you what is possible when it comes to financial planning. You'll hear from Glacier by Sanlam and the AI processes that they have in place in their portfolios, which is exceptionally interesting. And then you'll hear from some of these, let's call them fintech disruptors. And going back to that concept of micro pensions and a different way of, let's say, offering retirement savings to the average South African, you can see the industry is moving, and it is very exciting. If you know nothing about AI and you're a little bit scared of it, also a great conference. You will certainly get value out of hearing from some of the big players, some of the small players on their perspectives and their lenses when it comes to this new revolution that we are in. Obviously, we do have the evolutionary entrance, and you can, as you used to, go into the rooms, interact with who those entrants are, vote for your favorite, vote for your favorite, and let's see who wins that. Always a bit of fun. Finally, at the EBNet Evolutionaries Conference, there's some great prizes in the venue as well. And while we're talking about the venue, I need to remind you this is a virtual conference, which means we open the platform. You can go and visit the platform like you visit your Netflix whenever you want, and you can interact with whatever content you want. So if you go to www.ebnet.co.za, you'll find the registration links and register yourself for that conference. You will not be disappointed. And as I say, there is something for everybody there. Other news, yesterday we saw the MPC, sad for me, keep rates the same. And really this debate in our economy between a strong rand, inflation in check, but political headwinds. The Fed reduced their rates this week. And so we see economists on two sides of the fence, which was interesting. And there was a number of articles published on our website talking to the world and where it is at. And circling back to the Alan Gray conference, there is a stunning article that I published from Isaiah Mhlanga and Talia Patusis, Isaiah from Rand Merchant Bank, Talia being from Alan Gray, where they debate where the world is at when it comes to money and when it comes to finances. Other great content on EBNet Stream. You can catch some new interviews. I'm thinking off the top of my head of a great interview with the team from Cliff Decker Hofmeyer on dealing with different generations in the workplace and where these individuals are coming from. And we are learning and we are seeing from the research that is coming out both in the evolutionary entries, but also in the conversations that I'm privy to and privileged to be part of in these conferences that I attend, of this holistic employee value proposition. And so the industry is changing. It's exciting. We try and keep you updated at EBNet. Register and subscribe to our daily newsletter if you haven't, and you'll be privileged to receive some great content every morning that'll set you up for your day. So until next week, keep well.